Hello. The time is the time is about 9:05 a.m. is the 16th or the 17th of January 2015. Is a Friday morning, and I'm right here in this dumpster. As you can see, I'm right here in a dumpster. You know, I come to the dumpster, this dumpster, and I go to the other dumpsters around this neighborhood every day to search out and pick up cans. Soda cans, like these ones you see here, beer cans and, soda cans and other recyclables, to sell and to make a little bit of money. And what you see here, right here, is a packet of a bullet. This one a 2 Lamo. That's what the little box says. Live ammunition, colored gray and brown. And you see little pieces of brown leather material, black leather material.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you there.
Black leather material.
I'm sorry. I didn't see you.
So
you could have been the mayor. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and so.
I'm sorry.
So
I
yeah.
put it here on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
side or something. I'm sorry, sir.
So what I showed you, yeah.
You want me to put it on here?
Yeah, go. Yeah. So what you see here, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So what you see here is, so what you're saying is a long-running persecution by Mexican and Latino people. This is a threat. They know that I was coming here this morning to search for cans, and so they put this here as a threat. They're going to kill me. Why again? Because of my cause as a political activist, writer and journalist for many years now for America to tighten its, limit the anarchic inflow of illegal immigrants from across the Mexican border, the anarchic flow of illegal immigrants, in the millions that is driving America towards balkanization, and because of my cause to America to close the, to erect impregnable border barriers on the U.S.-Mexico border to prevent the infiltration to prevent terrorists that are intent on carrying out terror attacks in America, to prevent them from using the porous border, the extremely porous border, from using it to infiltrate and bring in sleeper cells that they can eventually activate and use to attack America. And also to, because of they've been persecuting me because of my cause for the U.S. to erect this impregnable border wall on the 2,000-mile border between the U.S. and Mexico, to help to stop or significantly limit the inflow of drugs that Mexican drug mafia are bringing in here, and the anarchic flow of illegal immigrants, So for, now I didn't call for America to stop, allowing people of Mexican and Latino origin from coming into this country as immigrants. No, I simply called for America to carry out these measures, erect an impregnable border wall, take effective control of its borders, as every other nation does, as Mexico does, in order to save, protect America. I always made it very clear that the United States should continue to have a welcoming policy towards people of Mexican origin and Latino origin, and towards people of every other, from any other part of the world, but that they should, that wisdom should guide their immigration policy, in the sense that they should allow the inflow of illegal immigrants, at levels that are safe for America, at levels that can, enable America to remain a cohesive society, a united society, because of course everybody knows that if you allow the kind of massive inflows of illegal immigrants, such as has been pouring in from the Mexican border into America for many decades now, if you allow it to keep happening at that level, millions of people just pouring in anarchically across the border, that eventually is going to lead to the balkanization of the country. Everybody knows that. And that's why I say that, I join my voice to the voice of so many other people in this country that have also been calling for the same thing, for a wiser immigration policy, for control of the borders and control of the anarchic levels of inflow of immigrants into this country. Yet for making that, even killed, sensible, advocacy, people of Mexican and Latino origin now see me as their public enemy number one. That must be destroyed. That must be persecuted, upon whom every kind of, persecution must be unleashed, in retaliation, They are very, very vindictive as a people. I'm very, very immature. I'm very lawless. The people of Mexican and Latino origin, they just happen to be so. Just like, and I can also tell you that my own African people, can be some of the most foolish people you can come across, some of the most evil and wicked people you can come across. So in describing 24s, I want to make it clear that there is nothing, I'm not particularizing to them, any evil traits, but it just happens to be what have been my experience with them, that they are very lawless as a people. Because what they have been doing to me, it should not be done in a law and order-based society. It should not be done. That's not the way to oppose people that dissent from you, that whose views diverge from yours, to go about threatening them with death like they've been doing, go about threatening them with death, that you're going to shoot them, you're going to do this, and to use mental asylums to illegally, unlawfully sequestrate them, to gag them like they have done to me, and to use mobs to try to kill him, the person on the streets or in the alleys, like they have done to me through their, gangbangers and all whatnot. That's not how to behave in a law-based society. But that is what they have been doing to me. That's why I describe them as lawless, And I'm saying that if they were to take over this country, the United States, if they were to take it over demographically and politically and governmentally, take it over, they would turn America into an ethno-fascist state and society, into an ethno-totalitarian state and society. They would do it because it is in them. Those lawless tendencies are in them, and it will manifest if they were to become the dominant ethnicity in this country, if they were to become demographically dominant, governmentally dominant, politically dominant. They would just build a very racist society, a very ethno-fascist society and state, in which non-Latinos and non-Mexicans will be oppressed, will be subjugated, will be persecuted, in which they will use all the levers of state power and authority, to persecute, non-Mexicans, subjugate them like they have been doing to me. They will do it. They will not do it to me because I am who I am, because I'm Chikeluba Kenechukwu or whatever, No, they are doing it to me because they see me as an enemy that stands in the way of their taking over this country completely. They still see me as an enemy. They believe that this country belongs to them, or at least a huge part of it belongs to them. They believe that, areas like Texas, areas of this country like Texas and California belongs to them, that it was stolen to them by the white people, when the white people came over here, and they intent on getting it back by any means possible, by extremely high levels of immigration, by outbreeding the whites and other people in this country. They intend to take over this country, the people of Mexican and Latino origin, because they believe that a good chunk of this country, areas like Texas and California, were stolen from them by the white people, and they are intent on getting it back. Their ultra-nationalist groups like La Raza and others have made that very clear, that they will take back all these territories. And not just these territories that they believe were historically theirs, like Texas and California, but their intent of going all the way to New England, to Maine, to the border of Canada, and taking over the entirety of this country. Yes, my friend, they are intent on doing it. My friend, that just happens to be, well, what do you say about that? You say that's human nature, that's human nature, so they're intent on doing it, and the reason why they have, unleashed upon me this, this relentless persecution and oppression for so many years is because they see me are standing in the way of they see my advocacy for the control of the border, for the securing of the border, and the tightening of immigration across the border. They see it as standing in their way of taking over this country. And they are absolutely determined to destroy anybody or anything that stands in their way of achieving that objective. And so that's why I say that, that if they were to take over this country, demographically become the demographic majority, take over the government, take over this country politically, they will build an ethno-fascist state. Because, culturally they are not used to living, culturally they are like that, they are very insular as a people, and they are not going to build, if they become dominant, allow the construction of an open, welcoming society, pluralistic, ethnically pluralistic and free society. They just won't allow for it. They will build a society that is insular, a society in which non-Mexicans and non-Latinos are going to be oppressed, So that is the way they are, Yeah, that is the way they are. That is the way they are as a people, And so that is what has been going on these many years, and again they are very cowardly as a people, because my friend, I tell you, you can imagine just one man and a whole ethnic group, normally in the tens of millions, in the hundreds of millions, persecuting one man for 5 years, using everything they can, using their influence and power within the law enforcement system, within the judicial system, the immigration system, and the medical system, to unleash all their venomous hatred against a man they believe stands in their way of building, an ethno-fascist state, So, like I said earlier, in another recording I made, I don't wish them ill. I don't have any ill wish, I don't have any ill wishes towards them. I don't. They're not worth it. They're not worth hating. They're not worth, no. On the contrary, I wish them well. I want the United States of America to continue to treat them well, to be welcoming to them as America should be welcoming to people from other parts of the world. I want America to continue to welcome them in as immigrants, allow them in, allow people of Mexican and Latino origin in as immigrants like they should, allow people from Africa, from Asia, the Middle East and other parts of Europe and other parts of the world into America. But I qualify this by saying that America should do that by, making sure that the inflow of immigrants is kept at levels that are safe for the country, as compared to the anarchic flow of millions of illegal immigrants from Mexico that has been going on for decades, and that is leading the country, towards balkanization, because a good chunk of these millions of people pouring in through the border, pouring in from Mexico through the extremely porous border, a good chunk of them will never assimilate into American culture and don't want to assimilate, because their intent is not to assimilate, it's not to become part of America, but to use this extremely massive flood of Mexican and Latino immigrants into this country to eventually take over this country completely and turn it into a thoroughly Latino Mexican, state and society. That's the intent. That's the intent. You see? So like I said earlier, I don't want them to be discriminated against. I don't want them to be persecuted. I want them to be afforded all the rights, all the dignities, all the freedoms given to Native Americans and given to people from other parts of the world that live in America. Yes. But I say that it is foolish, suicidally foolish for America to allow this level of illegal immigration to continue, to allow the border to continue to be so porous. One, if that border continues to be porous, it's just a question of time. The terrorists that want to strike America, strike devastating terror upon America, they will use it to flood in sleeper cells, and eventually, activate those sleeper cells and devastate America with terror. Secondly, these levels of illegal immigration is not, these levels of illegal immigration is not safe for America, for the continued stability and, unity of America and cohesiveness of America. It is not safe for America, because if it continues, America will balkanize. It will balkanize. It doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter whether it is people, whether it is in regard to people from Mexico or from other part of the world. If you do the same thing with people, allowing massive numbers of people from Africa in the millions to be coming here, at rates that America can safely absorb, the same result will happen. Okay, so I'm not making the call because it has to do with, people from Mexico or Latin America. I'm making it because America needs to remain a cohesive society. It needs to be remain a cohesive society, so it can continue to play the role that it should play in the world, in the world. And so that's a police car, and like I said, their police have been, that's a police car, they have been using the police, just about everything, people of Mexican and Latino origin, to persecute me. And unfortunately, they are not using, so they have been using their influence in government, their power, influence, and authority in government, not to pursue the interest of the United States, but to pursue the ethnic interest and agenda of people of Mexican and Latino origin. And that's why I tell you that what they really want to be is an ethno-fascist state. Are you getting it? And they will use it to oppress just about everybody. In this country, people of European origin, people of Asian origin, Jews, everybody, we suffer in that ethno-fascist state that they want to build, if they were allowed to build it, if they were allowed to become, to build it, subjugate everybody else and build it. Now, again, the point again is that America, I don't want anybody to be persecuted. I don't want anybody to be discriminated against, and that the wisdom dictates that America should continue to be a cohesive society, and that it cannot build that, maintain cohesiveness as a society unless it maintains, wise and safe levels of immigration, from every part of the world, immigration from every part of the world. So again, so that's what we've been witnessing, that's what we've been witnessing, going through with these people for years now, that's what we've been witnessing, going through. So like I've been doing this recording from inside the dumpster, and like I said, I come into this dumpster, I come here every day to pick, beer cans, like this one that you see me, that I put on the floor to, I come here every day to collect beer cans and soda cans and other kind of aluminum materials to sell. I make a little bit of money, and it's precisely because they know I come here that they put this box of live ammunition 7.62, ammunition here. That's why they put it here. These cartridges, here as a warning to me that if I continue to make my advocacy for the sealing of the border and for the tightening of immigration inflow into America from across the Mexican border, that they will kill me, and this is not the first time. They do it all the time, they have issued threats to me in English to my face: "We will kill you." They have issued it in Spanish: "Mátalo, kill him." They have carried out, people of Mexican origin on several locations have carried out murderous assaults on me. I have reported some of these murderous assaults they've carried on me, on the death threats they've issued against me to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, their office here in El Paso. I've already reported it to the I've reported it as well to the Mexican to the El Paso police, that basically didn't want to do anything about it because their control is mostly Mexican people that man it, and they join, so they too, the Mexican officers, police people also see me as an enemy that must be persecuted and eliminated, and but I have reported it to the FBI, and in the course of time, I believe in the justice system of America, that the justice system of America will expose all these things and bring to justice all the people behind all these attacks and all these assaults, murderous attacks and death threats to me eventually. You know, there may be a lot that is bad about America, a lot about America that has collapsed, that has decayed, but there's still a good chunk of its justice system still works in delivering justice, and I believe that eventually justice will be delivered. It may take its time, but I believe that eventually justice will be delivered. And so we want to leave it here for now. We want to leave it here for now, you know, and we'll talk more about this later.